Amigos, aquí en Estrategia de Negocios nos encontramos en el IPADE, Instituto Panamericano de Alta Dirección de Empresas, que es la semana de la maestría en Administración de Negocios Ejecutiva. Y tenemos la oportunidad de platicar con uno de los principales ponentes, él es Andrew Savitz. Andrew Savitz es especialista en todo lo que son negocios, estrategias para crear negocios sustentables. And that's something that I think we don't measure and report as part of the business DNA in all corporations in Mexico.
Nor does every American corporation report on this.
What's the difference between traditional reports and now with sustainable reports?
Well, traditional corporate reporting is almost exclusively financial reporting. It's governed by financial accounting and disclosure rules in the United States by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Sustainability reporting doesn't talk about just the financial bottom line. It talks about the triple bottom line of financial performance, social performance, and environmental performance.
So you include financial, social, environmental.
Yes, which is why it's called the triple bottom line.
And those two stages are fundamental for the development of the corporation.
Increasingly so. Environmental issues are becoming financially important. They're important to reputation. Social issues are becoming increasingly important to performance. If you are not performing well socially, you can't attract the best talent. Your reputation suffers. You get in legal disputes. Regulators don't want you around. Communities try to throw you out. So it's very important, as companies like Walmart have discovered, that you have to try to be protective of the society and do the right thing for the environment.
That's, I think, one of the best examples that you could give, Walmart. Mm-hmm. And I would give you one more because they've been striving to do the same thing here in Mexico, at least. Coca-Cola Corporation.
Yes.
It's the same thing. They have to recover the water because the main source of their secret recipe, it's not the formula, it's water.
Right.
Because we consume, every time we consume one Coke, it's merely pure water.
Right.
With gas or whatever you want, but it's water. Now, if you used my water here in Mexico, you have to recover the water because your corporation made billions and billions of dollars with my water.
Right.
So you have to recover that environment.
Right.
And those are the items, the subjects that I think every corporation need to understand that they need to account and they need to measure.
Well, yes, Efrén. In today's world, natural resources are becoming scarcer. More people are getting wealthy. In China, for example, the middle class is starting to grow, and they want to go from a grain-based diet to a meat-based diet.
But that's a very good example.
This creates huge environmental pressure.
Methane.
Yes, exactly. Creates methane. It takes 10 times more natural resources to eat meat than it does to eat rice.
That's right.
And so in a world of constraints, companies that figure out how to return the water or how to reuse natural resources or use less of them will succeed. So it's not just a moral obligation that Coca-Cola return the water, it's also a business priority because they can't survive without water. Their business is gone.
That's right.
So they must do it for business reasons as well as for ethical reasons.
Continuamos aquí en Estrategia de Negocios y estamos ahora aquí en las bellísimas instalaciones del IPADE, porque de veras, ojalá después vean algunas de las imágenes del IPADE, son bellísimas. Está con nosotros el doctor Luis Alfonso Dau y te damos la más cordial bienvenida aquí a Estrategia de Negocios. Luis Alfonso, tú eres de Guadalajara, ¿no? Arriba, por supuesto, Jalisco, pero ya casi vives en el extranjero, ¿no?
Sí, muchas gracias por recibirme. Me llamo Luis Alfonso Dau, soy profesor de Negocios Internacionales y Estrategia en la Universidad Northeastern,
¿sí?
En Boston. Ya llevo 4 años como catedrático ahí, pero soy originalmente de Guadalajara y orgullosamente tapatío, la verdad, y mexicano.
Tapatío del Merito Guadalajara, ¿verdad?
Exactamente.
Oye, y platícanos una cosa. ¿Cómo tú eres muy sensible o tu especialidad es muy sensible a la parte de la responsabilidad social corporativa, sustentabilidad y, por supuesto, medio ambiente, ¿no?
Sí, es un interés que definitivamente tengo y pienso que es muy importante para las empresas, no nada más los gobiernos, pero también las empresas que se enfoquen cada vez más en esto y que tomen más responsabilidad de lo que está sucediendo. Esta semana del IPADE, ese es el tema. Traen a profesores de diferentes universidades, de diferentes partes del mundo, y a estudiantes de diferentes países, desde Hong Kong, Australia, Alemania, Estados Unidos, nos traen a nosotros, pero también de Canadá y de toda Latinoamérica, para aprender sobre las prácticas de desarrollo sustentable, responsabilidad social, todos estos temas, ¿no?
¿Cómo lo están buscando ustedes esto?
Yo creo que lo importante es no ver la responsabilidad social y la responsabilidad con los accionistas o de maximizar las ganancias como cosas que están opuestas. El tratar de verlos, de encontrar una manera de unirlos, que para cada empresa y cada industria puede ser distinto, puede traer oportunidades de crecer como empresa, de ganar dinero y también de ser responsable. Y la responsabilidad no nada más es con el medio ambiente, también es con los individuos, con la sociedad, ¿no?
Con los empleados,
con los empleados.
con la comunidad.
Exactamente. Entonces, las empresas pueden cambiar prácticas, por ejemplo, en las que tratan, en vez de tener a empleados haciendo una tarea monótona en una fábrica, por ejemplo, que los pueda llevar a hacer cosas extremas, como lo que te comenté antes. El que estén en una situación en la que tienen más apoyo social, por ejemplo.
Más creativos, que les
más
grupos
grupos de trabajo,
más grupos de trabajo.
En el que vayan cambiando las actividades que están haciendo. O sea, el realmente tratar el tratar mejor a los empleados puede llevar a que haya más productividad, puede llevar a que la empresa le vaya mejor.
Now, for instance, you reach one of your customers, let's say a middle-sized Mexican corporation in Mexican terms, what a middle-sized corporation is. How would you start telling them, because they don't understand? I don't understand. I think it's not profitable for me to be environmental or to be social responsible. How would you input that information into the main executives of those corporations?
Well, one of the easiest arguments to make is that when you're putting out waste, you're wasting money. You're paying for something that you didn't use. And so the first step is to try and conserve resources. It's an efficiency argument. And companies have learned that saving the environment is good for business because it cuts their cost. I mean, everything from shutting out the lights to reducing the amount of waste that goes out is likely to save you costs. Recycling is saving you costs. When someone throws out a beer can, they've thrown out all the energy that was used to create that beer can.
So it's better for me to recover that beer can.
Right. I get to reuse all that energy. It takes only 5% of energy to create a beer can from recycled beer cans than it does to create one new. And that's a huge money-saving opportunity.
So it's profitable being sustainable and being responsible.
Right. This is...
Because I as a businessman, sometimes I just care about profitability.
Well, this environmentalism is good.
So it's profitable.
Increases profit. I mean, 3M, I keep referring to larger businesses, but my experience has mostly been with them. 3M has a program called Pollution Prevention Pays.
Pollution prevention, it's a very interesting term. Pollution prevention pays.
They started the program by encouraging employees to find ways to save the environment that would also save money. And they now report over $1 billion of savings from that program.
So
Pure profit.
For us, it's $1,000,000,000. For us in Mexico, $1,000,000,000 just in that lane.
Just by being more conscious of being more efficient and throwing out less things.
And with this triple P strategy.
Yes, with this
Pollution
P.
prevention pays.
That's right. And many companies have realized this. And even smaller companies, they can do this.
Right.
Because they're paying for electricity. They're paying for water. They're paying usually for garbage disposal. So put out less of it.